5 since February 15th or 16th, whenever this game came out. What I've been trying to figure out is a way to explain clearly and concisely why Street Fighter 5 sucks. Very easy and honest answer. So, everybody considers Ryu to be top tier. Everyone considers Ken to be really good. Everyone considers Cammy to be pretty good. Everyone considers Necalli to be one of the best characters. Why? And Chun-Li. Why? Because they have defensive options. Now you're probably saying, okay, so they have defensive options. So the rest, but what about the rest of the cast? Nash is also considered to be high tier because he has really good defensive buttons. He has really good things for spacing. All these other characters do. But, okay, but what about Bison? Bison has incredible amounts of pressure. So does Alex. So does Fang. Well, not really Fang. So does Vega. So do all these other characters. But what makes this game a struggle? What makes the problem in Street Fighter 5? I'm going to go over that right now. I'll try to do it in less than 5 minutes. That's my goal. Okay, so one of the big problems that I have with the game is that this game lacks character diversity. So every single character in this game wants to pressure you, come at you, hit a button, frame trap you, command throw you, do some stupid shit like this, just a combo, whatever. But point being is that a character wants to get close to you, wants to get damage, stupid crap like this, okay, whatever. The point is that you can't survive with a character like Ryu anymore, and so you can't do that. You can't be lame, because defense sucks in this game. It's stupid. The idea of your defense in this game is to have a good offense. That's a stupid game design, unless we're playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where a game like that, or Marvel vs. Capcom 2, or just Marvel in general, we're designed to be offensive. Street Fighter is designed to be a balanced, simple chess match game, right? But how can you have chess-like match games if it's all pressure? When it's all pressure, it becomes guessing. It becomes autopiloting, as opposed to seeing something and reacting. So this is why some people are struggling with Street Fighter 5, because they want to see and react to things. They're like, oh, I see that you jump, I'm going to uppercut you, and I'm going to get huge damage off of something like that. Now, a lot of people compare this game to Street Fighter 4, of course, because it's a previous iteration. One of the biggest weaknesses of Street Fighter 4 that people didn't like was the FADC, right? You can do a free defensive move, just get off me for pressure, and do all that. But the point is, though, is that it costs them something. It costs you something to do it. In this game, the problem is that when people are pressured, they have no option. They have no options but to be super duper smart and guess when they're going to throw. But even then, some characters really can't get much out of a situation, and they have to do a back jumping normal to stop an anti-air. Like, what is that garbage? In Street Fighter 4, if somebody jumped at you and they were close to you, you had answers. You had things that you could do when you saw your opponent do something. You weren't standing there with Karen like, oh, I can jab you, I can jab anti-air with every single character in the game. Which that further does not allow for character diversity. It's stupid. It makes every character the same. Oh, I just jab with every character? Like, what? Even in Street Fighter 4, Fuki had back medium punch, Cody had back medium punch, Ryu had Shoryuken, Ken had crushing high punch. There was different options and different things for each character. El Fuerte had a Shoryuken move, but it was air only. Like, there were different things to do. Sea Viper had a specific one that was very hard to do, but it was an anti-air and it did damage and it led to things. The thing is that in this game, when you do V-reversal, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt the opponent. They get like 80 damage or like 100 damage or something. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. Like, that's not gonna stop them from going back in again. And that's the problem with the game, is once you, let's say, because you're not Ryu, you're not Cammy, let's say you're not playing the top tier, right? Let's say you're playing Alex, or you're playing Rashid, or you're playing Karen, right? You need meter to do that. But in this game, having your meter for offense is incredibly important, because it does good damage. Or you want to save up for your super, because you be somebody like Ryu and have a stupid-ass super, and just do stupid damage for no reason. And if you have V-trigger, it's an unblockable. Or like Birdie. Birdie's damage is really stupid with super. Or Karen. Karen's really good when she has her super stock, because she has so many ways to land it. So it's like, if you burn something, or you need it for your offense. So it's like, when you're Rashid or Karen, it's like, oh shit, I have to burn meter just to anti-air. Right? Karen has to do that, because jab isn't reliable against a jumping like kick from Ryu. It's like, you have to just sit there and fucking eat it. And that's dumb. Nobody should ever feel limited in a game that was designed to be very chess-like and outsmart, outthink your opponent. Whereas a game like Marvel, the game design was meant to be offensive. It's meant to be pressure. We do that going in, like, oh, we're just gonna mash buttons and do stuff because that's what you expect. But you don't go into Street Fighter expecting, well, I'm just gonna keep going in and just do this stuff. This isn't Street Fighter 4. But the thing is that everyone's comparing it to Street Fighter 4, like, oh, Street Fighter 4 was this, it was stupid. But you know what? Street Fighter 4 had combos. It had character diversity. It had defensive options. It had a bigger cast. Well, granted, 5 probably will. It had things that were unique to each character. Shuri storing the fireballs. That was something new we had never seen before. Hakan oiling up. That's a cool concept. Viper, jump canceling. With Ibuki, super jump cancel, target combo 4 into ultra combo 2. Like, there were some Ibuki things that we didn't even see in tournament because they were so difficult to pull off. Even like Sako, he wasn't new. Oh yeah, Sako could do stuff because he was great with her. But a lot of people weren't playing a lot of the characters at the highest level. Viper is extremely technical, and even some of the most technical Vipers weren't playing her to her full potential. There are so, and like she could do standing leg kick, super jump cancel, ultra 2. It's like a lot of people weren't pulling that off consistently in tournament. In this game, you do dumb shit like that. You're like, oh well, I got my super and my ultra and blah blah blah, and it's so easy. It's dumb. It's stupid. If you want to make a game offensive and have it have all these tools and all these great things about it, that's fine. That's cool. I get it. But make it harder to execute if you're going to make it super duper high damage. That means any fucking scrub can do stupid shit like that. Now, why is it that we do that now? We just make it so easy for people now that they don't have to put any time in. Please point out to me ever in your life where anything is handed to you for free. If you want to be a doctor or you want to go into a job, you want to study IT, you want to do something, you put time into it. You want to go out for your school's football team. Guess what? You're going to practice and you're going to get good. You want to study for your test because you got a test coming up in school. Guess what? You're going to study your algebra homework and you're going to put the time in and you're going to be good at it. If you want to be on your friend's fucking kickball team, you want to get drafted or something, guess what? You're going to make sure you're good so you can get picked. You're going to put the time in. Street Fighter 4, you put the time into your combos. Marvel 2, Marvel 3, anything. You put time into it. Yeah, in the beginning it was a little easy to play Marvel 3 with Wesker and stuff, but as time went on, we dove into the system and we learned more about the game. In Street Fighter 5, there's nothing to dive into. We already have established every single thing about this game. It's all there. It's all on a silver platter. Heck, they even give us the stun gauge at the top. So we see that, so no longer thinking in our heads anymore about, oh shoot, when is he going to be stunned? It builds the hype. They give us the hype. No chip outs anymore. We can't have chip outs anymore, right? So that means that no longer are there epic comebacks with Zangief or something, avoiding Akuma fireballs, going crazy. Because all you have to do is walk forward and block. They give that shit to you. What game in the history of the world did they say, yep, no chip damage, no chip nothing? In Super Street Fighter 2, in the 90s, you got chip damage from just basic any normal, light normals included too. Anything, right? Basic stuff. But the thing is, that game had defense. It rewarded defense too. This game is shit. It's crap because it's autopilot mess. It's any game. It's a game that anyone can just pick up and just hit some buttons and be like, well, I'm the best in the world now because I can be a scrub. And just hit buttons and mash just like everybody else can. And guess what? When I make the hits, got my combos in there. So I don't even have to think or learn anything. The thing about Street Fighter, the thing about fighting games, is part of the mental game is the combo game. Because when you play a player, you look at them and you say, oh my god, he doesn't know the combos. Like, he's not that good. He doesn't put the time in. With Dudley, you do an overhead combo and then you do 2 crouching jabs and then you do standing roundhouse to EX machine gun blow in Street Fighter 4. You're like, wow, you don't know the 1-frame link into standing roundhouse. Okay, you're not really that good. You don't put the time in. I think that's part of the mental game. People don't understand that, is that when you play someone, their combo game, their execution is part of the mental game. In Street Fighter 5, we remove that because everything's the same, because everybody can do it and we're spoon feeding people. We're like, oh, you want a pressure? Now we're going to make it easier for you. Another thing is, and I respect it, is they tried to make V reversal the thing. They tried to make V reversal the new defensive thing, not focus attack, not like parry. They had to try something new. There's respect to that. I give that. But at least let it kill. It doesn't even kill. So if you're pressuring at the end of the round and you're just going brain dead, like, oh, here I am, I'm just going to go in and do my strings here and I do my stuff. You have no risk unless the character has a reversal. You have no risk. There's no reason why you shouldn't be pressuring, because you build gray damage, so you're just like, oh, well, even if I just like do this and do some shit, like whatever, who cares if I hit you or not, because all I have to do is memorize the frame data. You can't even whiff punish in this game. If you do normal, it's extremely difficult to whiff punish most things in this game. You can't even whiff punish Karen's B skill most of the time. If you jump over into this B skill and you're on the other side and you try to sweep, she blocks in time. Like, that's stupid. If you take the time to start up a move that's safe on block, -2, you charge it up or whatever, you should be punished if I space right. You should be whip punished. Whip punishing in this game is a joke. Street Fighter 5 is a joke. I totally went over 5 minutes on this. But people need to start opening up their eyes. Look at survival mode. What a fucking crock. You want to sit there and you want to grind colors that long? You really want to grind colors? You find that fun? You find that cool? Look at the online. It is so bad. It's so shitty. You can't even pick players for ranked anymore. You can't have mic support. What is this shit? Like, stop sucking Street Fighter's dick, excuse my language, and open your eyes. This game, they put out the DLC characters one at a time for a reason. Do you know what that reason is? To keep us interested, to keep us excited, to keep the game alive. Why do you think that they put all of the characters out at once in Ultra Street Fighter 4 or AE when it came out, in Super Street Fighter 4 they gave us the 10 characters? Because they knew the game was going to be good. They knew we were going to just love it and eat it, and everyone was going to buy it and go to tournaments. They knew it. But this game, they were like, oh, wait a minute. We should give them the season pass so that we get their money ahead of time in case maybe they're not interested. That's why season passes for games come out. That's why they're giving it to us one at a time. And look at the Zenny system. It's not even up yet. What is that crap? Like, what is this shit? There's no story mode, there's no arcade mode, there's no good trials. The trials are done in 5 minutes if you're a decent player. What is this garbage? Like, just get over it, people. This game is crap. Like, I'm sorry, but like, please tell me why this game is amazing. Other than you were a bad player in Street Fighter 4, or you're not doing as good in Street Fighter 4, but now all of a sudden in 5 you're better. Other than that, because that's why people like this game. They like it because they're good at it. They don't like it because it's a good game. They're like, oh, I'm actually good at this game. I have a chance now because I was bad at 4. That's why you like this game. Don't be a fucking scrub. Learn a good game and like own up and just open your eyes. This is a bad game. It's a bad game. It lacks defense, it's autopilot as shit, all of the characters are establishing the same goal. In Street Fighter 4, you had Sagat who was zoning you, and you had to get through that minefield of projectiles. You had Blanca who was a gimmicky, crazy, goofy character, Viper and El Fuerte and Guy who baited you into feints for when they were trying to do things, and you had to play their game, and it was hard. It was something different. Juri, you had to pay attention to the fireball store patterns. You had to look at different things. Dudley, you didn't want him close to you, or else you were going to eat frame traps for days, and you were going to get mad pain. Geef, that one frame command throw was so scary. There were things that were different and unique about that game, and that's why Mortal Kombat gets crap from a lot of people, that all the characters feel and play the same. It's the same thing in Street Fighter 5. I don't know why people don't understand this. Ryu, right here. Ryu was meant to be a defensive character, right? He is meant to sit back and chug things. And when you jump, by design, correct me if I'm wrong, he is meant to Shoryuken you. That is 101 basic day 1 Ryu. If you jump, I'm Shoryukening. If you are on the ground, I'm chugging fireball. You can't do that in this game. You can't be defensive. You can't play the character that he was designed to be because the game is offensive. So you gotta go in and pressure and autopilot. That's the game. It doesn't reflect his personality as a character, and that's what the game lacks: is personality, diversity, depth, exploration. It's not there. Every character does the same thing. Jab for anti-air. The whole cast jabs for anti-air. Like, what? Like, come on. Give me something different. You're telling me that is an anti-air? That's an anti-air. Open your eyes, people. Please. Understand that this is a bad game. And it's okay to say that. It's okay. Just because a game isn't the best game ever doesn't mean that you just play it because everyone else is playing it. Be your own person. Say, alright, this game's bad. Like, Don't just be part of the fucking crowd. It's a shitty game. There's other games coming out. Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear. They have so much depth to them. There's so much. Why is it that we just play Street Fighter? We're like, gotta play Street Fighter, guys. That's it. Come on. I know this was way over 5 minutes, but I was on a roll. So, that's my analysis. That's my stuff for this game. I think I have a point, and you know it's a logical point when there are plenty of people in the community that feel that this game is a letdown. I'm not the only person. I'm not the only one out here being like, hey, Street Fighter 5 sucks. It's pretty split. There's a split, and when you have a split in a game, there's a good probable reason that it is in fact a bad game, because there are plenty of players that are playing it just because they're good at it, not because it's excellent. They probably know in the back of their minds, this probably isn't really the best game, but they're still playing it just because they're good at it. You could be good at it at Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 3 or, Blaze Blue, whatever you want to play, what other game you want to play. You could be good at that. If you like the game because you like the game and you really do like it, that's okay. I get that. Maybe it's not my cup of tea, maybe it's your cup of tea. But I'm talking from a Street Fighter design throughout history purpose here. They missed some tools in this. They tried different things, and you gotta respect it. You do. You have to respect that. But I'm saying it didn't work. It doesn't work. There's a flaw in the system, and it's in defense. And that's a fact. That there is a flaw in the defensive system. It's very weak. Yes, you can do things. Yes, there are answers. And yes, you have options. But they don't punish defensively enough in this game. They don't reward defensive play at all. I mean, look at Fang. Look at Guile. Look at Ryu. Fang is terrible. Fang is really bad. And he, in my opinion, was the possible saving grace to the defensive system. And so was Guile. Guile, in an interview with Dominion, said that he can't really win that well because his normals aren't as good anymore. He's not that cheap, so you really can't play him. So you have to play him offensively. He has offense, but he's not designed to be an offensive character, similar to Ryu. Ryu just turned out to pan better because he has blockables. But when you see that in a game, the characters that were designed to be defensive are not defensive, that's a bad sign, man. Like, that's a bad sign. You're telling me that the character that was made to be defensive throughout history of the games, in general, at the majority of the time, you're telling me that he can't be defensive. And he's defensive in Third Strike. Yeah, okay, maybe he's not chucking fireballs because you can parry them. But he has some offense and he has some defense. But the point is that this game just doesn't reward defense. In Third Strike, you can parry things. You saw things coming. You knew they were coming. You were like, oh, parry, uppercut, or parry, Chun-Li, super, whatever, back. You had answers for everything if you were good. So you had to put the time in to learn the parry timings. In Street Fighter 4, a lot of characters had good backdashes. You had FADC, you had focus, you had things to do. Yeah, okay, maybe some of them are pretty good. But the point is that you gotta have some defense. You gotta have defense. And unless it's Marvel, So that's me on Street Fighter 5. I really hope that they put some characters in here that change that show, like, you need to be more, you can be defensive and be successful. You gotta reward defense more in this game, because it's not there. It's just not here. Like, look at Birdie. Birdie has decent defensive tools. He throws the chain, and he's got stuff in full screen, but he's low tier. Why? Because he has to do more. He has to do more, and that's why. It's like, and he doesn't have a reversal. He doesn't have a way out. And that's the problem, is that everybody just goes in and goes, oh, well, I just have to keep going in. No big deal. I'll just stomp with Makali. I'll just do shit with Ryu. And just walk forward with my dash that's really fast. And just hit buttons and build that gray life. And that's dumb. Like, if they remove that, so gray health doesn't, they need to change something. And like I said, I'm not alone. And I'm definitely not alone.